Hey guys, today I'm super excited to give you my spoiler-free review for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. This is the seventh movie in the Mission Impossible franchise, and Tom Cruise has done it again. He has once again proven why he is one of the best action stars right now, if not the best. Listen, the other movies, you get some incredible stunts, and it's so much fun. And that is exactly what this movie does. Is it the best Mission Impossible? No. But is it a really fun, entertaining, good Mission Impossible? Yes, absolutely. In fact, it's definitely top tier Mission Impossible in my opinion. Now, one of my favorite things about this movie is just how funny it is. I feel like we haven't gotten this much humor in a Mission Impossible movie. It works so well, and it's absolutely hilarious at times while still giving you the feeling of high stakes, sitting on the edge of your seat, and there's a lot going on. Now, obviously, Tom Cruise is fantastic. He's so good. He is Ethan Hunt, and this is how we have known him, and he just truly delivers, and he's really, really good, and he's just perfect. He's perfect, okay? But putting Tom Cruise aside, the reason this movie works as well as it does is because of the rest of the cast. Now, of course, all the returning cast is absolutely phenomenal. We have the White Widow, so good in this, and then Rebecca Ferguson as well back. And while we don't get a lot of her, I don't think she has as much screen time as maybe in the last one, she's still absolutely fantastic. Now, we also have some newcomers who also helped to make this movie what it is, okay? We've got Pom Klementif, who is so good. She's a badass. She doesn't talk a lot, but that's okay, because, that's not really what she's about. She's a lot of fun. And she also delivers a little bit of heart towards the end of the movie as well. And then, of course, Haley Atwell. Come on. Come on. We all knew she was going to be fantastic in this. And yes, she's fantastic in this. Her and Tom Cruise, their dynamic is so great in this movie. And that's where I think a lot of the humor comes from. And a lot of the heart as well. There's a lot going on in this movie. It's 2.5 hours long. Speaking of it being 2.5 hours long, is it too long? I mean, listen, everything's 2.5 hours long now. But I will say, of most recent 2.5 hour long movies, this one is the least bit that feels long, if you know what I mean. It keeps you going. The pacing is on point, right? There's another action franchise that had another film this summer, and while I enjoyed the film and I had fun with it, it felt long, especially on my second watch. It really, really dragged. Now, Mission Impossible doesn't feel long at all. It keeps you going because it's throwing those jokes at you. It's throwing that humor at you, but it's also throwing heart, and it's throwing a lot of great action sequences. Tom Cruise is known for doing his own stunts, and so yes, once again, he proves that he is crazy, that he is insane. This stunt that he did, this motorcycle stunt, if you guys have seen the trailers, it's bonkers. But it's not the only stunt he does. Much like that other franchise I was talking about, there is a train sequence in this movie. And oh my gosh, comparing the two, it's like this one is so infinitely better. It's so hard to explain because the other one is good, but this is just another level. And they throw a lot of humor in it too, and it's like it just keeps going and going and going. There's also one in Extraction 2, isn't there? There's a lot of train action sequences lately, but listen, I'm here for it because they're a lot of fun and they're absolutely insane. And that is really what we get with Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. And speaking of it being Dead Reckoning Part 1, does it feel okay, it doesn't feel like it's a wasted movie, if that makes sense. A lot of times when there's going to be a part 1 and a part 2, it ends and you're like, what the heck? I feel like we barely got anywhere in this story. This is just a setup for what's to come. And that is not what Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 does. It tells a part of the story. It feels like it completes an arc. And then we know there's more coming. We know there's more that's going to happen next. But it doesn't feel a frustration, and it doesn't feel like this wasn't warranted. They should have just made it one movie. No, it doesn't feel that way. They complete what they need to complete while still leaving more open for what's to come, if that makes sense. It's very hard to explain, but you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it, because certain things are wrapped up, and then of course certain things are left open for the next one. This movie I had so much fun with. I was on the edge of my seat for so much of it, literally, but laughing as well, and I just had a blast with this cast. They're all so great. I love seeing Haley Atwell join the cast. I think she hit all of her beats perfectly, and I love seeing her and Tom and their dynamic. Like I said, they're so fun together. And it's very clear that they had a blast while filming this movie. There's some of the best moments in this movie are between the two of them. But at the same time, I mean, Tom Cruise is just, he's so good. Like, we know he's good. Of course he's fantastic in this, but that's why I think he's really supported by his cast, you know? Simon and Ving coming back in. They deliver a lot of the humor as well, but they also have their own action moments. And I've got to say, I've had a couple people ask me, do they have to have seen the rest of the Mission Impossible movies to really get this movie? And I don't think that that's true. I have a friend who has never seen any Mission Impossible movie, which was me until recently, but hasn't seen any, and then went to see this movie and felt like she totally understood what was happening and what was going on. They do a good enough job of like catching you up so you kind of know what's going on, like who these people are, but also without spoiling the other movies. So you can definitely go back and watch those films after you see this one, because listen, this is going to be a summer blockbuster. I think it's really going to be popular this summer, and you don't want to miss it. Plus, you really don't want to miss seeing this on the big screen, because those action sequences are insanity, but they're so much fun to watch, and the stunts, it's insane. Tom Cruise is bonkers, but in the best way possible. I mean, listen, I think you can definitely check this out and then go back and watch the other ones. This is the part one, so it makes sense. This is a great starting point. If you enjoyed it, if you had fun with it, go back and watch the other ones. I think you'll enjoy them and have fun with them as well. And I don't think it's completely necessary to have seen it. Of course, you're going to enjoy certain moments, and certain things are going to mean more to you if you have watched them, but you don't need to. It does a good enough job of like letting newcomers to the series, to the franchise, know what's going on. So listen, I had fun with this. I thought it was amazing. Not the best, but it was like not the best in the franchise, but up there, top tier. Tom Cruise is fantastic, as crazy as ever. The rest of the cast is great. Haley really stole the show for me. Her and Palm, the two of them, did a fantastic job. Very much welcome additions to the cast. Looking forward to seeing what comes next. I have theories, I have thoughts, but I'm excited to see what goes down. You guys let me know if you're excited for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 down below in the comments. I have a couple of small things that I didn't love, which I can't talk about without talking about spoilers. So listen, I give this movie a 4 out of 5. I think it's fun. It's exactly what I was hoping for, maybe a little bit more. So it did exceed expectations. I had a blast with it. You guys let me know if you plan to see it in theaters on the biggest screen possible down below in the comments. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Check me out at MamasGeeky.com. But yeah, so also if you, by the time you get to this review, you've already seen Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, let me know what you thought in the comments. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.